Alrighty, we are live. Fantastic. Mic test. Screaming in somebody's ear. Maybe you ever heard one of those mouth breathers at Walmart? The land whales, they come in with x-ray vision. They can see through the aisles and find the electric. Telling their kids, before they even get out of the car, like the electric wheelchair is in aisle 13. Go get it from mama. They go into stalls doing that shit. All right, we should be live on here. Fantastic. What is up if you're joining? It's been a while since I've been live on the YouTubes. Got a lot of good stuff for you today. We're going to go over why good agents lose sales. They never had a chance to friggin' close in the first place. All right, let's see if anybody who hops on. What is this top fan shit? They always change stuff on here. Moderation activity. Let's silence them. So yeah, on this video, we're going to go over some really cool stuff. So why good agents lose sales, they never had a chance to close. We're going to cover the lead vendor lie, what they're actually selling you. It's a crock of shit. And why your close rate isn't a you problem. We're going to talk about the decision being made before you even pick up the phone. I have a firm philosophical belief that if you have to sell on the call, you've already lost. That's a good belief more agents should hold. And I'm going to give you some things you can do differently, close more deals this week, and then what's coming August 1st, and how to kind of exploit it, take advantage of it early for other agents do. So let's make sure I'm live over here. What is up? If you're watching this, let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to unlist this other video that went live before people watch 16 seconds of screaming into my mic. So if you're watching live, let me know who it is, where you're tuning in from, and we're going to begin. Get the handy dandy whiteboard out. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community. All right, so we got to abide by the community guidelines today, guys. Yay. Cool, let's see this. Let's break out the handy dandy whiteboard. Fantastic. This is a really cool video I just made, by the way. It should be dropping tomorrow or the day after. How to clear $100,000 in commissions a month. $1,000 cash collected. 100 sales, you need 200 sales calls at a half closing ratio. You need 400 to show up if your show up ratio is half. Like, breaks down the math, how much you got to spend to do that on a recurring basis. So that's monthly. It's $1.2 million a year in income, which is really fascinating. Speaking of that, let's look something up real quick. Let's see what odds are in our favor. So, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. What percent of businesses make $1 million? Between 4 and 9% of all U.S. businesses reach 1 million or more in annual revenue. So we have like a 90% chance of failing. So 91% of businesses fail to ever surpass the $1 million threshold. Now, when you hear that, it's probably scary, but you know what? That's average people, so that should give you a lot of grace. In all honesty, all it takes to make $1 million is that, and we broke that down to spending $18,577 a month as an insurance agent, and that broke down to about 170 hours a month of actual work, which is cool. So most people have no problem trading 60, 70 hours a week of their precious life for an employer who, for being real, don't care like how hard they feel like they've been fucked over. They just want you to show up. And when you request time off that they say that you have, like, remember the first time I wanted to use PTO, it was kind of one of those jokes like, oh, you're actually going to use that? And it was kind of like a negative thing. Most people just sold it back to the company. They just pay you out like you had taken it, even though you show up, so you get double time during those days. But people would like try to make fun of you for using PTO that you are supposed to get like paid time off. It's time off, not double time for me to come in. Now, don't get me wrong, I was 21, so I didn't really have good reasons for PTO, but people are like, when I did need it, like, you're actually going to use that shit? Like I'm the problem. I don't know. I don't give a shit about that. So that pissed me off when that happened, though. So no, people have no problem going over there to work, do that stuff, but let's build a business. So why do good agents lose sales they never had a chance to close? That's a funny question. I remember one of the first time my mentors asked me. And what would you say? Let me know in the chat. Why do good agents lose sales they never had a chance to close? Could be a lot of reasons, right? They don't know them, like them, or trust them. They were never theirs to begin with. That's something that goes around in the dating world. She was never yours. It was just your turn. That's a funny dating philosophical belief that serves most of those people well. If you've ever read there's a fantastic book. It plays quite well into marketing. It's Neil Strauss's The Game. And it's this book about how, let me see if I have it. I know I got it somewhere. Right here. That's a fantastic word in the title. The Game. So penetrating the secret society of pickup artists. This dude went and wrote a book studying pickup artists, how they went and got girls to come to them by doing this technique called peacocking and kind of standing out. So in the marketing world, what we're going to break down is you kind of got to apply this book to your sales. You kind of got to make people come to you rather than you go to them. And I'll give you an analogy from this book that you would definitely get the concept from. If you're a girl, let's say you're a girl, I can't imagine how terrible that would feel, but you never know what you want to eat. So at least my mom says that. She never knows. You can ask her a million times, what do you want? I don't know. What do you want, woman? I don't know. So can't imagine being that, though. But imagine being a woman and 100 guys are trying to ask you on a date. Who do you go with? Who do you go with? Is it just the first one? Is it the best dressed? Is it the best looking? Is it the most interesting? How do you determine that? Typically, it's whoever's going to catch their attention the most. But usually, it's none of them. It's none of them. The guy's asking them, unless it's the guy that they want. And so what you have to do is you have to position yourself as the guy that doesn't want them, but they want. So in life, there's always the chasee and the chaser, right? And so people naturally put people on pedestals. And let me give this for an example. When I started house hunting, there was a shit ton of realtors that reached out to me. Who did I go with? None of them. Tons of my friends reached out to me like, hey, I've got my realtor's license. Why don't you get a house through me? Cracking bro jokes, whatever. It's like, because I don't believe you're the expert. And so the realtor that I wanted to work with was super standoffish. Just like, listen, I'm too busy. Let me know when you get your pre-approval and you're actually ready. And it immediately stood out. I was like, okay, this person, they clearly have a process. They know what the hell they're doing. And that's the person I ended up going with. The person who didn't necessarily just, hey, come work with me, come work with me. If you look how most agents operate, what do? They go on Facebook. If I just go on Facebook and search, if you just go on Facebook and search, you probably see all the GoFundMe posts. You probably see all the agents who, when they're booking appointments, they're asking, are you sure you're going to be able to show up there? Like, listen, that is a dumb fucking question. That is a dumb question. Tell me you don't know how to qualify people and build urgency without telling me. If you want to see the competition, opt into somebody's funnel online and go through their process. Listen to how they talk to you when they call you, if they even call you at all. Most agents who generate their own leads, they don't call shit. It's kind of like those people who they buy a gym membership just to say they're doing something about their weight problem, but they never actually go. That's all the Planet Fitness people, right? They go for the fucking pizza parties, then they come out like, got the gym membership and the t-shirt. So in Neil Strauss's The Game, you got a peacock. And so rather than being one of the 100 guys who are always asking the girls out, you have to present yourself in a way that makes her want you more than you want her. And it's a game you got to play. But in marketing, it's all about getting leads to take the first step to us. right? It's all about getting leads to take the first step to us. Now, there's a million things in marketing you could do. The best way I can illustrate this is with an apple tree. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I want you to write this down. The name of the game is leverage. So when it comes to leverage, let's go look up the dictionary definition of this. Leverage definition. Leverage is the use of borrowed capital. Let me see if I can't share a screen with this. Video or window capture, leverage definition. Cool. Let's drag this up. Fantastic. So leverage is the use of borrowed capital or debt to amplify potential gains or influence an outcome. While it magnifies your ability to generate returns or exert power, it simultaneously multiplies your exposure to risk and potential losses. Okay? So there's two types of people that are going to hear this, and there's a couple reactions that they're going to have. First, let's get purple. Purple's the best color out there. There's two types of agents. One are the people that think it takes time to change. These are the stair-step growth people. They typically never get very far in life because they never realize you can negotiate with reality. And the more leverage you have, the more efficiency you have, the quicker you can manifest the reality you want. Like it increases and multiplies the speed. It brings it to you faster. Okay, the more efficient, the more leverage you have. It's getting more output per unit of input. So the stair-step people, they never get very fucking far in life. All right, next are these people. It's kind of like Russell Brunson. He talks about the drifters versus the driven. Over here, these people just kind of drift and life takes them. It's like what is that in Forrest Gump? Is that a little leaf? You're getting blown around like a feather in the wind. You don't want to be the drifter. You want to be driven. So these people, this is always the coolest thing in the world when I was a kid, is a fucking jetpack. We're here for fucking jetpack growth. All right, we're trying to get where we're going as quick as humanly possible. We don't give a shit about that. Well, it's going to take time to get there. There's a great story about a guy named Elon Musk, if you know him. When he was building his latest series of rockets, he has this highly paid team of engineers. Like if you're working for Elon Musk at SpaceX, you probably got a decent fucking salary, right? Now, Elon gives his people, says, I want to build this project. I want to build this rocket that goes up and it comes back down and it lands. And the engineer said, it's going to take 10 years, Elon, in order to do this. He's going to say, you got 6 months. And they start panicking. Oh my God, he's crazy. How are we going to do this? He goes, it's going to take 10 years. Listen, and they argued for their limitations. No, listen, based on our mathematical formulas, it will take 10 years to accomplish this goal. He says, you've got 6 months or you're fucking gone. You're fired. All right? So what do? Well, obviously, you're not going to quit your job. Do you know how long it took them? Guess in the chat. Type your answer in the chat. I'll see if anybody gets this right. Give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 1, 2, skip a few. It took them 8 months. Now, is that the 6-month timeline he told them? No. But guess what? Elon has a quote. It says, you want to take your 10-year goals and do whatever you can to accomplish them in 6 months. Now, why does he say that? Because even if you fail, you're at least way further ahead on the timeline compared to the person who believes it's going to take 10 years to succeed. So the name of the game when you're looking for leverage is to apply, what did he do to this team? What is the principle? And I'll give you an example of this. There's laws that dictate what we do here on this earth. And as soon as you understand this, it's going to give you a big unlock. All right? So if I drop this marker, which way is it going to go? There's a law that affects every single one of us. It's called gravity. Gravity states that what goes up must come back down. All right? If I drop this marker, is it going to go up or down? Like, it's going to go down every single time. It doesn't care whether I'm white, black, blue, green. It doesn't care if I'm obese or anorexic. It does not care. It applies to every single person. If I jump off a roof in Austin, Texas or Tokyo, I will fall off either single one of those and I will go down until I smack and hit the ground. So that's called gravity. There's another law called Parkinson's law. And what Parkinson's law states, and just so you know I'm not making nothing up, let's go check it out so you can see. Parkinson's law. So there's laws of the world. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Now, what does this mean? If you say it's going to take all day to do something, it's going to take you all day. If you say it's going to take 10 years to do something, you will naturally do things to make it stretch out to fit the time frame allotted or given. So what Elon did is he gave a time constraint. Why? Because that forces you to rearrange the steps you're going to take in order to accomplish the goals. Now, a lot of people have what's known, there's a fantastic book that just came out from Benjamin Hardy. It is the secret of the science of scaling. The science of scaling. And there's another fantastic book of his called 10x is easier than 2x. Both are saying the same thing, roughly. But essentially, it's a funnel, right? Now, up here, you have all this different stuff. It's so many options. You have so many options up here for your goals, right? There's a million things you can do up here. But down here, there's really only a couple. So what happens is people get this huge spectrum because they have not a narrow enough filter. It's like if I gave you a 55-gallon drum and I cut out both sides, you're going to have a huge hole to look through. Okay? Now, if I give you a straw, it's very narrow. This is how you have to be with your goals. Why? Because it's going to cut out all the unnecessary shit. Because most people, when they have a goal, they see this thing. So here's where I want to be in 10 years. And they say, okay, well, I think it's going to take me doing this and 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 this. And oh my God, I have to go learn how to do all this stuff. And then they never even get there most of the time. They end up down here with the new fucking logo, right? They go to ChatGPT and say, how do I do this? Rather than who can help me? The who, not how principle. And they get stuck right there. Rather than applying a narrow filter and saying, how do I accomplish this thing in 6 months? And that's going to get rid of a lot of people have self-competing goals. A lot of people will say, well, I want to do this and get this degree and publish this book and build all this stuff before I hit my goal. And in all reality, is that a prerequisite? Is it a necessary component to hitting the goal? No. And so by applying time constraints, by applying a deadline, it forces you to rearrange in a linear fashion and only hit the necessary stuff. How you would build $1 million business in 10 years is completely different from how you'd build a business in 6 months to hit the same $1 million. Now, don't get any of these fucking limitations in your head that, well, that sounds like a lot of stress. That sounds like a lot of tax issues. Who the fuck, like, what a weird answer. What a weird thing to say. Don't let any of your limiting beliefs get in the way. It does not take time. It takes doing the right shit. So we're always looking for leverage. Now, when it comes to why good agents lose sales, they never had a chance to close, it's because they showed up to the call without leverage. That's what it is. Who has the leverage when you buy a lead? Who has the leverage? Is it you? Who has the leverage when you buy a stranger's name from a fucking CSV file that's been passed around more than the Becky you knew in high school? Like, already had 20 boyfriends before the 9th grade. Like, she had 20 boyfriends before the first school lunch. Like, already kissed 20 other dudes behind the bleachers. Is that a girl that you really want to be with? No, it's probably not a girl you'd commit to long term. So those leads are exactly the same. Now, the scary thing is, some people, when it comes to the apple tree, I promised you I'd draw this out. So we have our apple tree. What a beautiful tree. Wish I had a green marker somewhere. But you know what? We're going to use green, or just use brown. So we get all these branches. And here are the apples up here, right? Now, if I showed you an agent down here who's hungry, he's looking for leads, he's looking for something to do, what are the lowest hanging fruits? What are the highest leverage options? They'd be right down here, right? Now, when I say highest leverage, I mean what is going to, remember, 10x is easier than 2x. If you do the right things at the beginning, you shave off years of trying to get to your goal quick. What most people do, while this seems easier, it's actually the hardest thing to do because it is the most efficient. If the most efficient thing is typically the hardest stuff, like the biggest levers you can pull. So the smartest thing to do if I was hungry would be to walk up and grab the lowest hanging fruit, the closest apple, right? What do most agents do by buying leads? So if you were hungry, what would you do? Would you just walk up and grab an apple off of the tree? Or would you get a ladder? Would you get a ladder and would you grab one of the higher ones? Or would you go rent a fucking scissor lift and get one of the apples at the top? Like, which one would you do? Say, Mason, what kind of fucking stupid question is this, dude? I'd obviously just walk up and grab it. People do this stupid shit right here every single day by buying leads that have no know, like, and trust, no pre-sold notions, no pre-installed beliefs before they even talk to the agent. They've already been bothered by 20 other people. Like these apples up here, they've already been infested with worms, all this stuff. Birds are shitting on them, pecking at them. And yet agents every single day, rather than walking up and grabbing an apple and exerting some physical force, they choose to rent a fucking scissor lift, buy leads who don't know them, like them, or trust them, and give someone else that they donate to the charity, the lead vendor charity, that keeps you stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck, broke like a joke, ready to choke, hoping you have a stroke, so it all ends. It's a dumb thing to do. There's no leverage in that. Yet agents do it every single day. Why? Because someone told them it was the smartest thing to do. So this is why they lose sales. They never had a chance to close, is because they're buying leads. Think about this. If you're a normal person, right? Like, remember before you were crazy and you became an insurance, do you remember who you were as a person? So you're sitting there one day, you're on this fucking entrapment device, the electronic income reducer, these things, the cell phones, and you're playing on there one night and you see something, like let's say you got kids, imagine you have a child that you really love. All the parents, it should be easy for you. By the way, I'll be a first-time daddy come September 11th. It's a hell of a date. But anyways, it's a boy, so wish me luck. Although I don't need him to be a fantastic father, I will take care of the child. I'll make sure what do we got to do with the baby? Just make sure they eat and wipe the butts.
Make sure they stay alive.
Yeah, okay, just make sure they stay alive. Babies are, from what I've noticed about children, they are kamikaze pilots. They will find the craziest shit to jump off of. They only have two fears, which is the fear of falling and loud noises. So you kind of got to train them to be scared of other shit, like sticking forks in light sockets. Basic parenting 101, I'm learning, all right? My mom even got me a book for it. Now, the thing is, I'm just donating to read it because I'm not dumb. But anyways, people come in, they have kids that they love, and they see this form for life insurance, mortgage protection, final expense, whatever. They see something, and they opt into it. Out of the blue, immediately get a text message. You know what, let's draw these as reds. Actually, the first one's going to be purple. Hey, wanted to help, saw you opted in. Right now, they think this person wants to help them to some degree, but they don't know the person because this is all just about the product, nothing to do with the agent or the problem they have, right? And so, lo and behold, to this person, they just paid $40 for a brand new lead. And let's say because there's no like, and trust involved, have you ever been on a date? Most people, do they sleep around on the first date, or do they wait until the fourth or fifth? Like, what do most people do? And I'm not talking about the 18-year-olds today. Like, I heard something about a 13-year-old getting pregnant or some shit in middle school. Like, that's the world today. But like, in your generation, did they just sleep around on the first date? And sure, you had the 3 crazy people out of 100, but 97, did they wait? Or did they just pull their pants down in the middle of the first restaurant they got to and just couldn't wait to get it on? Your prospect, they don't just want to pull out their wallet and have it get fucked on the first try, all right? Like, they need to build know, like, and trust with you, and so it's probably going to take time. I'm sitting with a client. It's always funny. I tell people it's going to take 9 months to build your marketing pipeline for it to be really optimal and efficient, and do you see all the back-end sales from month 1? Most people are never willing to, you mean I got to spend money with no guarantee of a return for 8 months? Yep. That's marketing. You got to build the pipeline. People from month 1, there's only 3% credit card in hand. So this is an important statistic you should write down. In any given market, there's only 3% of people deal ready, solution aware, who are actively looking for a solution, and they're very price sensitive. They're going to go with the best deal. And so the agents who close those, you can buy 100 leads and make 3 sales. People will think they're good at sales because they close those 3 people. That's a cognitive bias. You're not good at all. Like, you walked up and you picked up the easy apples. Don't get me wrong, that's good for cash, but all the money is in the apples that you couldn't grab on the first round. And so when it comes to this person's not going to buy on the first 3 to 4 weeks. And so after that, it gets sold again. This time to 2 other agents. They pay half price, $20 for an aged lead. So now you got these people. And this person called them when they were at work 3 times in a row, triple dial. Their boss heard it and say, like, why are you playing on your phone? You made them look bad. And so now they see the next person who calls about the exact same thing, who says the exact same thing. Why are they red? Because you're no longer a welcome guest. You're an annoying pest at this point. So you got Peter and Paul over here who've been robbing each other, and they want to sell poor Janet a fucking policy, and they don't care. They're both calling 3 to 6 times a day. At least they're doing something, right? At least they're making calls. But they have no clue how they're being perceived. They have no clue what the connotation is, the perception. They have no understanding of what it's like to walk in Janet's shoes. She may be wearing clown shoes. I don't know. Maybe she's a bad parent and eats McDonald's. I don't know. I don't care. But however, a couple weeks go by, and she keeps getting 3, 6, 9 calls a day. 3, 6, 9. You remember that song, baby? Anyways, we're about to get low on here, all right? So, by the way, if you're not subscribed on here, go ahead and subscribe. I dropped some fucking value bombs for you guys. Like, it's good shit, all right? I'll make sure you stop getting fucked so hard in the industry, and you'll actually make a lot of money. No earnings claims, though. As I told you earlier, you have less than a 91% chance of ever making $1 million, let alone U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. You have less than a 1% chance of ever clearing 10 million. So no earnings claims. Like, I have no clue who the hell you are because you haven't even typed in the chat who you are or where you're watching in from. I have no guarantee you're actually going to go apply this with efficiency. I have no clue your aptitude for skills. So do your own thing, but this does work. Now, another 2 agents buy the leads, and another 3 agents, and more agents. At this point, there was a point where I had to get rid of my phone number because of how many people's funnels I opted into. I was getting 80 to 100 spam calls every single day with my old phone number. And it didn't help I also put it on YouTube. But I'm talking about just from insurance agents trying to sell Tina. That was my opt-in name. If you ever see a Tina with a funny email opt-in, like, I'm checking your shit out just to see how fast you call. I'm seeing what you say, and then I'm going to go look you up on Facebook to see who your upline is, to see what they're training on, how they're being trained. So I always keep a pulse on the industry so I know who's getting fucked by who, right? Like most uplines out there, let's be real, like, The training in this industry is obsolete. Now, you got 20 different agents who have all paid some degree of money. The lead vendor walked away. They paid $10 to acquire this lead, but they just made a $250 to $1,000 profit from how many times they sold her information, sold his information. When you have 40 people calling you, all saying the same stuff, all making the same promises, all trying to get you on a call, all telling you it's about life insurance, do you have a good connotation or a bad one? Do you look at these people as helpers, or do you look at them like they're fucking hunting you? How do you feel? How do you feel? Let me know in the chat. How does it feel to have people you don't know come and blow you up, blow your phone up? It's probably not very favorable. It's probably not. You probably call them, tell them to fuck off, right? And go pound sand. Go kick rocks, dude. So when you're buying leads, you are active. Like, I had to realize this. I had a mentor when I first started. He says, Mason, why are you not doing your own marketing? That stuff's hard, dude. I thought I am marketing. I'm buying fucking leads, dude. What do you mean? I'm 2 months into this. What do you mean? He says, do you understand what you're doing by buying leads? I said, yeah, I'm going to be making fucking sales. Like, what kind of questions are you asking me, Kobe Bryant? He goes, no. Did you know you're actively funding your own demise? Like, you were actively supporting the person who's like fucking you over. Do you not realize that? It's like, what do you mean? And he showed me this exact example. He said, how would you feel in that situation? Have you ever had someone blow your phone up for something you didn't want? It's like fucking like extended warranties, dude. Like, if I ever find someone who says I sell extended warranties, I'm punching them in the mouth. It's just, it's on site, it's on principle. I have to for the irreparable damage they have done over the years to my ears of wasting my time with their fucking car's extended warranties. If we could buy a license to, like how you would hunt deer, people who talk on their cell phones out in public, in the toilets, and people who sell cars extended warranties, we should be able to buy licenses to go hunt those people down and beat them up. Like they're that bad. That is the impression that this person now has of us. And what does she do? She gets on TikTok to her 1,000 followers and she says, oh my God, have you met this agent? Life insurance is the fucking biggest scam ever, and I hate these fucking people, and all they want is to fuck my wallet and get my money and do all this stuff. And she has a negative connotation. She spreads that propaganda to all of her friends. And what sounds more trustworthy? Something that comes from a friend or something that comes from a stranger? You're obviously going to believe your friend's recommendation more than you would a stranger. Why? Because why would she lie to me? But the thing is she a licensed agent? Does she know jack diddly squat? Does she know shit about fuck when it comes to insurance? The answer is no. She's not the licensed agent. We are. We're the experts, right? But because of her bad experience, she got this notion in her head that she's right about something, and her experience is valid. She talked to a bunch of rookies, and the people who wanted to help her, she now feels like are hunting her, and these people have no clue who each other are. Who makes the sale out of this example? Nobody. The whole industry, we all get fucked because we are actively funding the vehicle that fucks us. We're telling the industry, hey, I like getting fucked. I like getting bent over and donating my money to people who are going to go buy cars on leases they can't afford to impress poor people they don't even fucking like. When I had this realization, it kind of broke my heart a little bit. Because it's like, fuck, man. Sales, it's already hard enough to learn. You're telling me I have to go learn sales on steroids? Sales, like marketing is like sales one too many. I'm talking to multiple people. I'm installing beliefs to get them to come to me now. And I'm putting a message out there that, hey, I understand your problem better than anybody else. Like, there's something out there. And there's only two types of problems out there. I encourage you to write this down. There's problems that, there's things that people have and do not want. They can't wait to get rid of the shit. And then there is B, there's things they don't currently have that they desperately desire. Those are the only two problems. And a life insurance policy is either getting rid of debt they have and do not want to pass behind for their family, or they have peace of mind, a legacy that they want, that they don't have, that they want to leave behind for their family, right? So you have to understand the game you're playing, the business that you're actually in. And so how do we change this? How do we change the dynamic? This is the lead vendor lie. This is what they're actually selling you. Buying leads is a lot like wearing someone else's underwear, right? It sounds kinky and exciting until you wear them and you feel what the last person did to the shit. Like you get in there like, why are there racing stripes? Who did this? Well, them. When I worked at Kmart as a kid, it was funny. They had this panty sale when they were going out of business. So what the fuck, man? Why are these panties 25 cents? And one of the female coworkers said, oh, those are our returns. Brother, what? My sister in Christ. Like, what did you just say? Well, Mason, what happens is these girls come and buy our panties, and after they stain them the fuck up or they don't like them or whatever happens, they return them. Chill out. You're okay. Oh my goodness, we got the little house defenders in here. Montana, you want to come sing a song for the YouTubes? Anyways, they would return the panties, and then other girls would come in, sometimes dudes, fucking weirdos, and buy them. No telling what happened. Like, you don't know what someone else did in there. You don't know. Now, just like we don't know what someone else did to that underwear, you don't know what else has happened to this agent. You don't know their experience around life insurance. With marketing, so I've spent over $500,000 to date on coaching courses, masterminds, all this crazy shit. The amount of time I've sacrificed, the amount of birthdays, weddings, all this stuff I've missed, like read a book, go to a mastermind, like go to, and don't get me wrong, some of the masterminds are cool. I'd much rather be there than a fucking wedding. Just because some of the locations are desirable. It's cool. I'd go scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef or something. But you don't know the experience that people have when it comes to insurance. And so marketing, you start learning about entering the conversation that someone already has so we can rewire their beliefs to where once they have this, they understand this is the only logical thing to do. You see, something worth writing down is we reject vehemently what we are told, but we never doubt what we ourselves conclude. Meaning, if I tell you something is a good idea, you say, Mason, I don't agree with that. Top Gun is not the best movie out there. Not something I would agree with you on. What is the best movie out there? It's, for me, Never Back Down. What a fantastic movie. It's like Jake Tyler, back from the dead. Such a fucking awesome fighting movie. And up next is probably Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. The dude goes out and defeats like 100 armed henchmen. It's the most badass scene ever. The trap doors come down around him like douche, douche, and he's just sitting there stuck. There's no way out, and so he just sits down, wraps his nunchucks around his neck, and relaxes. Like at least I can sit there and recover my energy. Like he made the best move on the board. I respect the hell out of that shit. That's a life philosophy that most people will never understand. Always making the best move, no matter how fucked or losing your position is. That's kind of like being an insurance agent, right? You know, all this shit thrown at you, but you always have to make the best move. Kind of got to knock the objections and all that shit away. So you have to understand the experience that people go through. And once you do, you can give them a new experience to install a new belief. This person got fucked over by an insurance agent. How do we re-engineer the beliefs? Well, I don't want to play games that I don't know I can't win. So when it comes, like my philosophy is I don't want to teach insurance agents a lot of stuff. I want to change the circumstances around them. Meaning, let's say I was a poker player. I don't want to teach people how to play poker, how to bluff, how to read bluffs, all this crazy shit. It's skills. Changing human behavior is difficult. Have you ever worked with a fucking toddler, man? Like, actually toddlers, have you ever worked with a grown adult? Like they think they know something about something. And that's cognitive bias, right? It's a Dunning-Kruger effect. People make 3 sales out of 100 leads and think they're great at sales. It's the funniest shit ever. It's the funniest shit ever. Like, why don't you close all of them? Why don't you close all of them? Mason, that's impossible. No, it's not. I've got a batch of leads. I've closed every single one of them before. I've also sold 713 policies in 90 minutes. I don't know anyone else has done that. So when it comes to sales, you have to be in marketing. You have to understand how to rewire people's beliefs that they hold. Because when you come into anything and you're looking for the leverage in a sale, how do you make sales? You get leverage over the other person. Does that sound like manipulation? Yes, but what is manipulation? It is to handle something artfully or skillfully. That is it. If I use my questions in a deliberate manner to get these people to realize what happens when they need life insurance and don't have it, and the consequences of them not having it when they need it, and who has to suffer? Their family. What happens to their family when they need $400,000? They're fucked. They get homeless. Their wife starts some bullshit OnlyFans, or she marries another dude. I've had guys literally say this. I'm not giving her any life insurance money. She'll just go spend it on another guy. No, dumbass. Because you didn't leave her money, she has to go get with another guy. It's so stupid. One of my buddies, I had to quit talking to him for years. He said, Mason, I can't hang out with you anymore. I said, okay, why? You sell insurance, dude. I don't hang out with salespeople. I grew up my whole life here and they were bad. So you know what? Wish you all the luck in the world. And that sucks. Like you lose a friend you've had for 8-9 years. You guys have been through hard stuff. And this was a bit of a heartbreak, but you know what? I'm a grown man. I'm not going to sit there and fucking cry about it. So years later, we go down the road and we end up running into each other in public. We decide to talk things out the next day. We come hang out and I ask him, I said, what made you say that? Like what's so wrong with sales and all this shit? And he goes, well, when my dad was still around, he would always talk to me about how bad insurance agents were. They'll say whatever they have to get you to buy. And I didn't want you coming to sell me something I don't fucking need. Well, you seem to have a reason for saying that, buddy. So, yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da. And so it comes down to his daddy told him that. So I just had to ask him, well, how's daddy doing? Like the daddy who gave you this advice that life insurance is you remember Bobby Boucher? Everything to that boy's mama was the devil. That foosball is the devil. Well, in this example, for Bobby Boucher, my friend over here, he thought life insurance was the devil because daddy told him that. So I had to just kind of locker room, like talk, check him, put him in his place. That's what dudes do. We hold each other accountable. We're brethren. How's daddy doing? And well, oh, that's right. Daddy's no longer around. Now, let me ask you something real quick. What happened when daddy was no longer around? When he died, what happened? Well, we struggled. How bad did you struggle? Well, we had to ask for money on a GoFundMe. We had to, so his dad was going to leave him his favorite diesel truck. He's had this thing since he was a kid. He was supposed to inherit that. They had to sell that off to pay for the foreclosure. They lost everything. And I said, hey, just answer me one thing real quick. How much easier would life have been? Like, first off, how bad did you struggle? Immensely. It was terrible. Like, I still have nightmares about it. I would do anything to have that truck back. Just out of curiosity, how much easier would it have been had your dad left you enough money to take care of all the debt, free and clear? You could see it in his eyes right there, a complete state shift. I broke that belief because I found a situation or a scenario where it gave, one, me leverage, but two, it changed his belief about the product. Why? Because now it was his own experience. I didn't tell him life insurance would solve his problem. I created a scenario where had they needed it and had it, it would have been advantageous for that family. Yes, give it up for Mason Van Meter. A round of applause, beautiful salesmanship. I changed the connotation and I rewired that negative belief. Nothing in life is one-sided, all right? Everything has an equal and an opposite reaction, right? So for every negative, there's also a positive. Now, what do most people do? There's a question Tony Robbins asked. You have two wolves. Which one grows? And it's the one you feed, right? So you get what you fucking focus on. If you always focus on the negative, you're going to find it. Seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. If I look for the positive, what am I going to find? I'm going to guess the positive. Unless you're one of those people who are like perfectionists and every time something gets going good in your life because you don't believe you're fucking worthy of it, you self-sabotage, you burn all the relationships, and you burn it all to the fucking ground because who are you to deserve success? I'm not worthy of success. This is a real thing that happens with agents. I don't believe I'm worthy to make millions of dollars. And you will act in a way that is in accordance with your beliefs because your beliefs are designed to keep you alive. Your brain is not your friend. You're going to have to get rid of all these limitations and limiting beliefs because if you can't do it for you, if you can't lead you, how the fuck can you lead your clients? How the fuck can you lead anybody else, let alone a family? How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you can't govern your own thoughts and your questions in a sales process, how the fuck can you walk someone else through it? If you can't respect you, How can they? If you cannot look yourself in the mirror every day and be proud of who you are, be fulfilled in the actions you take, in the beliefs you hold, why would they want to do business with you? It's just not. Like if you don't love you, no one else ever will. But the moment you give yourself that permission to respect yourself and just be okay and say, oh, who am I to not be worthy? It's one of my favorite questions in the world. Because all you will do is your brain will make up a bunch of shit and it's all a lie. And the moment you realize that, you go, oh, fuck, I guess I am worthy of success. And you start doing things that successful people do. What do successful people do? They don't do shit that doesn't lead to success. That's a lot of what success is. It's not doing the stupid shit. Because by elimination, by process of elimination, you only do the smart, high leverage stuff. Now, that's always dynamic. If you ask what is the highest leverage thing I can do right now, that's always going to change depending on the circumstances. So back to the poker player analogy, what I'm doing is I'm also establishing a bunch of open loops for you to make sure this sinks in. But with the poker players, I don't want to teach you how to play poker. That takes forever. I want to help you find tables with really stupid, rich poker players who bet large amounts of money and don't care to lose. Then you're guaranteed to come in there and smoke the fucking room. And you walk away without you having to change it all. We simply re-engineer the environment. So in this example, when it comes to marketing, we don't want to compete with other agents. We want to get inbound lead flow, meaning how do we get them to take the first step toward us, right? That's called paid advertising. It's called marketing. Marketing is paid advertising is the only controllable way to grow any business. That is it. That is it. There are agents out there who will brag, I don't spend nothing on leads. Okay, that's not the fucking flex you think it is, bro. Like, that's cool. You're relying on hope and circumstances to bring you more people. Like, what do you want to do? Do cold calls and cold messaging and fucking B&I meetings and local networkings where it's circle jerk? All right, we should be good now. Lost audio. Thank you guys so much. You were a big help. Like I said, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. So I will repeat that. So where we got back, there's a reason why people have a bad close rate on calls. And what this is going to come down to is where they show up on the call on the warmth scale, right? If you're not closing at 100% of your sales calls, meaning a two-step sales process, one-step sales processes, one call closes, I hate as an insurance agent. I fucking despise them. Why? They're price-sensitive customers. If someone's making a decision to pull out their wallet and sleep with you on the first date, if they do that for you, they will do that to you with another agent. I had a buddy in high school. He's like, yeah, I got Ashley to cheat on her boyfriend with me. We kissed behind the bleachers. What a fucking moron. It's like, what do you mean? You're not like, if she did that to him, she will do that to you. Your customers will do the same thing. Those customers, you always have to drop price. They're always haggling with their payments. They're always saying, yeah, I'll get that taken care of. And then they don't sign for a month. They're kangaroo customers. They kind of bounce around until it's time to reach in for their wallet. Then they realize their arms aren't long enough. So they hop to the next agent. When you do finally get them, it's because you lowered the price enough for them to think they're getting a deal and feel like they're not getting fucked over. Those are terrible, terrible, terrible customers. They're terrible customers. On a two-step sales process, the reason why most one-call closes fail, by the way, the close rate's so low and abysmal, is because it turns into an education call. They don't have the beliefs necessary to where they believe it's the logical thing to do, right? In any sales process, it's about engineering a series of agreements. Before you can get them to say yes to you, you have to get them to say no to everything else. Which is why you have to know what a lead is, right? A good lead is quantified in my book as one, having a problem. The whole purpose of us calling leads and dialing and booking appointments is to qualify for our sake. There's people I will not do business with. There are agents who have tried throwing $10, $20, $50, $100,000 for me to step into their organization, take over their marketing. I've gotten equity deals with majority ownership. I have turned down like a $400,000 deal, turned down. Why? I did not want anything to do with them, right? I want you to have that same luxury of, if you think they're going to be a fucking headache customer, what is a headache customer? A headache customer is someone who, when you work with them, they give you a headache so gosh damn big that if you own the world's biggest fucking Tylenol factory, you still wouldn't get rid of it. What do? I send all of those bad leads to my competitors I don't like, and I let them go waste their time to run them out of fucking business. You're not doing that to me. So a lead, one, they have to have a problem that we know we can solve. Next up is they must have a willingness and a wantingness to solve that problem. I know tons of people who know they're overweight. They want to do nothing about it. Can I help them? No. No matter how much I want to, they have to be willing to solve their problem. All right? What's next? They must be willing to engage in friendly dialogue. Some of you talk to dickheads, and because you don't have boundaries for yourself, you let them steamroll you, and you wonder why you still don't make the sale. You probably feel like a people pleaser. You go in there, you give them all the information they want. They say, thanks, you're awesome, and then they go buy from somebody else. Does that happen to anybody but me? Like, type in the chat if that's ever happened to you. You give them all the information. You're a professional visitor. You go there, ask about the pictures on the wall, blah, 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 pleasant talk. Hey, it's been 2 hours. You were absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I'm going to bed now. Like, ooh, you just want to strangle them, right? So the problem with buying leads is I want to know your opinion if you're watching this. When I buy a lead who doesn't know me, like me, or trust me, where do they show up on the call? Are they cold? Or are they hot? Do they already believe everything they need to believe to get a policy? Or are they cold? Do they have no beliefs installed that they need to get a policy? Where are they at on the urgency scale? Are they cold? They already believe they need something? Or hot? Are they cold? They don't believe they need anything? Or hot? It would be cold. They don't know you, like you, or trust you. So they start over here. And you spend all this time on the sales call trying to get them over here. And by the end of it, because they've had so much information, they have decision fatigue. They're like they took in all this information, you overloaded their brain, and they really do have to think about it because this was meant to be an education call. First, One call closes do not work. When they do work, you're engineering for the wrong type of customer. If you got to drag them in, you got to drag them around. If they bought something cheap from you, they'll leave the moment something else calls them for something cheaper. Andrea says, LOL, I definitely was told I'm awesome yesterday by text. That's hilarious. Now, when I'm doing my own marketing and I show them my face, they know who I am, they know what it's about, and I, in the ad, educated them on the consequences of their problem and made them feel seen, and understood, and they understand what's going to happen when they need something and don't have it. Where do they show up on the call? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to qualify them and book an appointment with them, but by the time they're a lead, they're so much further ahead on the want scale, you don't have to be great at selling. The marketing did the work for you. If you have to sell on the call, it's because your marketing failed. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Are you getting this? Let me know in the chat. Iobash, good to see you. Thank you for helping me out. Ian Farrell, good to see you again. Ian, we're doing some work for him. He's an incredible agent. We're generating some leads. We got a lead within the first 2 hours of launching his campaign. I had his campaign up in 2.5 hours. Like world record type shit right there. Let me know in the chat, like, which client would you rather work with? The one who already shows up and knows why it's important? Who already believes in the power of it? Or someone you have to convince? Most people don't like selling. They tell their kids salespeople are evil, stay away from them because of this bullshit over here. On this end, selling feels like convincing. Most agents have you will never be good at something you believe is bad because of sociological pressures. If I become the thing I think is bad, others will ostracize me from society and I will be punished. Therefore, I will self-sabotage deals and talk myself out of a sale because I believe selling will turn me into a person others will reject. That's a definition for most people when it comes to sales. Selling is about convincing someone to do something they already have no want or desire to do for reasons of my own, because I need to pay my bills, because I have kids to feed. And I understand that. I really fucking do. I really do. I remember growing up, we had more like sharing bath water, like first person in, get the hot bath, the fourth one in between all my siblings, got everyone else's dead skin in the water, like not having enough money to drain the water and fill it up every time. That would drive anybody fucking mad. Having to wait for someone to eat their food because you had, like, there wasn't enough forks and dishes, so you had to wait for your sibling to finish theirs. And it was typically siblings, so they had already smeared all the fucking pudding and the, like, stroganoff, all like, I refuse to live like that. Like, I don't know about you. I got tired of living like that. Go make enough money to where you can beat poverty so far from your door that your kids never have to worry about being fucking broke. Now, which one of those would you rather work? It's always the hot, right? So selling on this side, it's no longer convincing because they already believe they want it. The beliefs are already installed. They are pre-sold. If you have to sell on the call, you've already lost. You've already lost. Over here, it's no longer a sales call. It's a confirmation call because they're biased to do it already. You're giving them permission to do what they already desire to do for their own reasons. How much better of a model does that sound? Is it harder? Yeah. You know what? I'll be real with you. Learning marketing, it can be annoying. It can be, it'll frustrate you. It'll pull your hair out. But the moment you learn it, you have such an advantage over everyone else. It's the difference that makes a difference. And I can't imagine claiming to want to make millions of dollars, coming into a fucking business or an industry and not being willing to learn the fucking skills required to do it. What a dumb thing to do. What a short-sighted thing to do. But you know what? Agents do it because the barrier of entry is so low. We're promised rags to riches and fucking Ferraris to impress the brokies. And most agents fail because they're not willing to learn the skills required and do what is required. That's what it comes down to. And then Because of that, they look for the easy way out because they don't have the skills of marketing and sales to apply. If you just learn sales, you can be pretty dangerous. You could take home $1 million a year simply from sales alone. Don't get me wrong, but when you apply marketing, you accelerate the speed at which you can manifest that reality and turn it into your life, right? I see a question. How do you get someone warm before they get on a call? Are we talking about running ads without a CTA or running a lot of organic, or are they watching a webinar or VSL? It depends on your conversion mechanism. If you want to run a webinar and get these people to spend an hour to 2 hours with you on a live platform, educating them about their consequences of needing this and not having it, and you can install a lot of beliefs. How do you do that? You ask them questions that get them to see information they omitted. Like my buddy earlier, he had a pre-installed belief that I had to rewrite. His dad told him that insurance is bad. What did I have to do? I had to ask him a question that put him into a scenario that reframed his belief and made insurance, turned it from a bad thing to a good thing. I gave him a new experience. When you give someone a new experience or a new scenario, they come to the beliefs themselves. Meaning what? You do not tell people things. You let them find it out themselves. Success is caught. It is not taught. I cannot teach you anything. I can only show you things and put you in scenarios and ask you questions that give you the learning itself. That is what the best teachers on planet Earth do. All right? And I would like to believe I am one. So that is how you do that. Now, there's tons of other tactics. Like if we get into the nitty gritty stuff, like confirmation page shit. When someone books a call with you, there's certain things that you can send them that make them, one, more willing to show up, and two, educate themselves on the problem before they ever talk to you. That takes a lot of selling off of your plate. It's very smart. What else can we do? We can overcome objections in the ads. We can show them scenarios. One of my favorite ads comes from Prudential. I'll show you. I'll fucking show you. All right? Let me find it. Because I save all this stuff. I'm a nerd. I like studying this shit on my days off, whatever. Oh, there's no days off. I'm just hanging around like Beetlejuice. So, pre-sold. By the way, if you have guys that have not got a copy of my book, I'll like all the stuff I'm showing you, I teach, like you learn in this book. So I'm going to show you this real quick. Pre-sold out. Let's go to tools, drawings. I've got this stuff organized. So right here. So these right here are beautiful. Let me go over here. Windows capture. Look at these ads from Prudential and New York Life years ago. This is one of my favorite ones. They said father didn't keep his life insurance paid up. What do you see in the back? Now, is that fucking good or is that fucking good? When you see that as a parent back then, the environment, the ad is doing almost all the selling in that example. You put the parent in a scenario where they need it and don't have it. It installs the belief into them. Listen, like, if you have the belief that you're hungry and you go through the drive-thru, you're gonna order fucking food. So what can you show them to make them feel hungry? That's the question you should ask yourself. Now, I teach you how to do all of this. If you go over to Mason Van Meter, the lead trap. So I'll just put a link for this in the chat for all of you. This is a brand new book. It just came out today. I would love for you to go consume it. Leave a review. So I'll leave a link for this in the chat. It walks you through how to do all of your marketing, all of that stuff. So if you just search Mason Van Meter, the lead trap, why good agents lose sales they never had a chance to close, it walks you through step by step how to build the funnel, how to diagnose the lead trap, how to stop donating money to punk ass, bitch ass lead vendors who rob you to go buy shit and resell your customers to other people. And it's out funding the vehicle that's keeping you broke. and not where you want to be. Okay? So it's going to teach you how to get prospects to show up. It's going to help you pre-sell them. It's going to show you the belt and the conviction call framework. It'll show you everything you need. But I'm about to go eat. I hope this has been extremely valuable for you. If you want to hang out for a second and ask any other questions that you have live on here, we are doing a big reveal August 1st. If you want to register for that, I'm doing an in-depth training on how to get your leads up and running. I built the software. Even if you've never advertised before, it will hook up to your Facebook and publish all the ads for you. It's really cool. Do you want to see it? This is like groundbreaking shit. No one else has figured this out from what I see in our industry. So existing client login. It's going to come in here. You're going to build your ads, and it's going to push these to your Facebook for you, all automated at the click of a button. Push to Meta, and it launches. It's so cool. So this is going to be available come August 1st for a couple people. And it's going to be really, really badass. I'm getting fantastic feedback from the people I am implementing it with. Leads are coming in. They are quality. They are answering the phones. And I'm very excited to roll this out to the industry. I want to make sure every lead vendor goes out of fucking business so they never fuck over another agent. And they never ruin another agent's life again. I will personally get in the ring with any of these fucking people. One, I know they can't fight. But two, it's just that this industry changed my life. And I want to see it do that for other people, because too many people come in here with preconceived notions that are wrong, and they get fucked over, and they say, insurance sales doesn't work. Insurance sales doesn't work for me. Like, okay, bro, like you can't lose weight because your metabolism is special. That's essentially what they're saying. Sales doesn't work for you. Sales is a broken device. Like, get out of here with that bullshit. Then the wrong people should never come in this industry, and the right ones should never be forced out. And I have a firm belief that if you have the words to say, you will always get what you want. So let me show you this. I'll give a registration, but if you guys have any questions while I'm on here, but if you want to register for the training and the upcoming launch, it's going to be fantastic. I'll put a link for you in the chat. You can go register. And if you want to support me, go grab the book. I think it's like $15 on Amazon Prime. I think I get like $1 per profit or some shit, but the shipping costs are outrageous. Now, let's see here. I'll give you guys all that, and then we can bounce. But it's been an absolute honor and a privilege. Let me know your biggest takeaways in the chat. Like, what did you take away? What did you learn? What is confusing for you? While I'm getting this link for you. Colleen, it's great to see you on here. Great. Guys, if you don't know Colleen Tatum, she is a fantastic agency owner I've had the privilege of working with since, I believe, November of last year. So we've gotten really close. She is a great friend of mine. She is a fantastic agency owner. I'm very proud of all the progress she's made. If you are watching this and you're like, Mason, listen, I fucking love you, dude, but I don't want to go figure out all this marketing shit. I'd rather just work with an agency that gives me more support. Highly recommend Colleen Tatum. She is a fantastic agency owner. Okay. What are your thoughts on sending prospects to a pre-recorded 30-minute training? If you send me a 30-minute training on something, I am not watching it. When it comes to B2C markets like insurance, you have maybe 3 to 5 minutes to make your point. So Iowa Bash, the whole point of today's lesson, leverage. How can I take that 30-minute training and give them the same insight in 3 to 5 minutes? Can I show it with stick figures? I love drawing stuff. There's a book. Hang on. I don't get anything for pitching this. Draw to Win. This is a fantastic book. It's made me a lot of fucking money. Okay, over 7 figures I can attribute to drawing shapes, stick figures, circles, and squares and lines. All right, go get this book, read it. These people built a 8-figure company teaching people how to draw. Hey, chill that out. Who keeps knocking on the door? Okay. So pre-sold. Let's go here. But yeah, Colleen Tatum, fantastic agency owner. I highly recommend her. Montana, chill out. Come here. Agencies.
That's just a little boy. Were you a little boy?
Lead trap. All right, here is the link for all of you if you'd like to register for the training August 1st. Just for you guys showing up live. So this right here, pre-sold, go to www.presoldout.com/ticket. That domain cost me a lot of fucking money. All right. Cost me a lot of money, about like writemorepolicies.com. I bought that. I bought brainwashsecrets.com. That cost thousands of fucking dollars for that stupid domain name. And I never even use it. I should, but it's like a house, right? Gonna cop the book. Thank you. I'd hope Bash, I've earned a 5-star review. The same stuff I'm teaching right now is the same stuff in the book. It just shows you and gives you the stuff. Guys, there's calculators. It gives you everything you possibly need to scale your business. So I really hope I've earned a 5-star review from you when you go cop the book. But listen, if you don't have any other questions, I will go live again some other point this week. But you're going to see a lot of ads from me coming up soon. So make sure you register for the upcoming workshop, August 1st. We're going to hang out for a couple hours. We're going to build this into your business so you can get leads, make sales, and be on that way to talking to pre-sold prospects, giving people what they already want. Like we're going to turn your business into a fucking McDonald's drive-thru. People are going to feel hungry, pull in, order, and be satisfied when they leave. All right? So that's what we're doing August 1st. I encourage you to invite some stuff. I'll give some cool stuff away for anyone who wants to be an affiliate for it and gets like 50 registrants. I will give you a software for free, which is pretty cool. So I'll figure some stuff out. But listen, I love you all. Do you have any other questions? If not, I am starving. I'm going to go get some food. And I really have enjoyed hanging out with you guys. You guys are my people. Oh, by the way, like there's a little Miss Diamond right there, little Miss Priss. So any other questions? Let's see. Thank you, Colleen. Good to hang out with you in here. We're going to get your recruiting stuff up and running. We just did a recruiting webinar the other day. So we spent $250 as well with some existing outreach. We had 80 people register. 42 people showed up. 5 were the team, so I can't count them. So 37 people outside of us showed up. 35 people stayed on for the entire thing. It's only 2 people left. We ended up hiring 18 people out of that recruiting webinar. So it's like a 50% conversion rate, like fantastic. So there's not a person better in this industry at converting the masses than Mason Van Meter. Right? I will claim that. Okay. There's not a better person when it comes to selling one-to-many. There can be better salespeople out there for sure, but no one can sell the volume of people. And I want to give you guys that skill. All right. So any other questions? If not, I love you all. Keep being awesome. Wish you all the luck in the world. Make sure you're subscribed. Like the video. It really helps. And it saves another agent from being fucked by a lead vendor. All right. I don't know about you guys. I hate them. They're my enemy number one. I think they're worse than ISIS. Lead vendors are worse than ISIS. Like, I just want to fucking choke them. I want to choke them so bad. No, I'm not inside. This is all allegorical and metaphorical. Of course, there's no threats being made on a live YouTube video at all. Totally. And this is all comedy. In fact, I am not even a real person. This is all AI. All right. So disclaimer. All right. Doesn't look like we have any other questions. So listen, you can go follow me on Instagram if you got some value out of this. I'll be posting some stuff on there more often. Mason.vanmeter. Make sure you're subscribed. Go get a copy of the book. And I will see you all August 1st or on the next YouTube live I do. And thank you for all your support, guys. Wish you all luck in the world. See you next time.